Hey everybody, it's Robin from Roaming with Rover. Welcome back to our crochet along. This is our Lizzy Blanket crochet along. And here we are at the end of our, no, it's not the end, we're at the middle of our second section. This is Elizabeth, right? Let me just make sure I'm not saying things wrong. That's correct. So we're at the middle of Elizabeth. If you're following along with Anja, with Ophelia Talks, she will have said this is week 2, Elizabeth. And again, I'm spreading it out so that we are not stressed at doing this too quickly. So for us, for this crochet along, we're spreading it over 2 weeks. So we are halfway through Elizabeth. Okay? So this was Jane. This much here is Jane. We did that. We did Jane over 2 weeks, 15 rows each week. We ended Jane here with this stitch marker. And so this section here was Elizabeth. And that's 15 rows right there. Isn't it beautiful? I'm so pleased with how it's turning out. So very pleased with how it's turning out. Yeah, the colors are fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. This time we did a lot of double crochet, half double crochet, a lot of double crochets on this one. The 2 specialty stitches, super easy. The first specialty stitch was, let's see if I can do this. I think she called it a box stitch. Basically it was double crochet chain, so super simple, and it went really fast. The second specialty stitch was this, which she called a wrapped bean stitch. So we did the bean stitch down here, we learned the bean stitch here, and this time we just added a little step to it. Isn't it pretty? I like the way it worked out. I like the little added kick to it, and it went quick. I think it went quicker than the bean stitch did, at least it did for me anyway, and I like the way it looks. I think it stands out more than the basic bean stitch does. Yeah, I like the way it looks a lot. Easy to do. I found working this week, I found it went much quicker than the first set did. How about you guys? Did you find, are you finding that it's working up faster now? I like the color combinations. I like the way they're working up. Really, really nice. I think at this point, I'm pretty sure at this point we have used everything in here. Have we? Have we used that one? I don't know. Have we used cream? If we have not used cream already, it's coming up. It is coming up. That might be the cream might be the only thing we have not used. I'm not sure if we have. But other than that, I think we've hit on all of them. Lots of beautiful, beautiful colors in this. Yeah, lots of beautiful colors. And they look so nice together. I'm interested to know what colors you guys are using. Please let me know in the comments below. Are you using the colors that she suggested? Did you get the kit or did you put it together yourself? If you put it together yourself, where did you get the colors from? Where did you buy the colors? And if you're not using the colors she suggested, what colors are you using? What did you decide to do? This is working up so very nicely. Yeah. So I'm real pleased with the pattern. I'm real pleased with how it's working up. So this week we're working the second half of Elizabeth. The exact same stitches. We're just doing 15 more rows. So 3 more sets of the 5, the multiples of 5. So just the same amount. And I just measured this, and you think I could remember for 5 minutes how much it measured? No. Absolutely not. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to walk over there. I'm going to keep this running because I can talk while I walk over the measure. It's just 2 steps away. So this is how wide it is. I want to say, let's see if I can remember. I want to say it was either 14 or 16 inches. So let's go. I'm just going to walk right over here, do a real quick measure, and it is 17 inches. 17 inches is the length at this point. So that's how tall it is 17 inches. And that's at 1.5 of these sets. And we're doing 5 sets, if I recall. You would think, with all of this going on, I would know. Yeah, we're doing 5. So 17 inches with 1.5 sets complete. So this is going to be just a beautiful size blanket. And again, it's running about 44 inches wide. That's my wingspan there, 44 wide. And then you're going to have probably this much more on each side once we get the border. So I'm guessing 46, 48-ish inches wide. It's going to be a nice throw. It's going to be a nice size. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Loving, loving, loving this. Loving it. So, are you having any problems? Now, I'm going to be honest. Every once in a while, even though my count on the previous row is perfect, every once in a while, I'll get to the end of that row and I'm 1 double crochet off. Just throw it in. It's not going to matter, because as long as your specialty stitches work out, as long as you've got enough puffs, and just throw another double crochet in there or leave it off, whatever, to make it work out, because you're going to have that envelope border. It's going to cover that anyway. And the thing that's important is making sure that your specialty stitches work out. And every once in a while, I'm off by 1 on these double crochets at the end. I'm not going to stress over it. I crochet for fun. I crochet to enjoy it. And so if I'm off by 1 stitch and it doesn't ruin the pattern, I am not going to tear that row out and figure out where I messed something up. I will look, I will count, I will do what I can to try to figure it out. I'm not tearing a whole row out because I am short or over on 1 double crochet somewhere. It is not going to happen. And I can tell you right now, this row, I am off by 1 double crochet. I will make it up when I do the next row. I'll figure it out when I do the next row. I'm not perfect, not by a long shot. And it is, when I'm doing rows of double crochets, it is not going to make any difference. It just isn't. If I'm doing a specialty stitch, then I know my count has to be perfect. Then yeah, I'll figure out what's going on there. But when I'm doing rows of double crochets or rows of half double crochets, I'm not worrying about 1 stitch. I will make it work. I want to have fun with this, and I want you to have fun with it too. So I don't want you to stress over something like that. So we are done. I am up to row, I've just finished in the instructions. We have finished row 45. So we're going to be, this week we're going to be doing rows 46 through row 60. And the next color we're doing is parchment. I should have dug that out. Let's see what parchment looks like. Parchment's going to be a whitey one. Is that this one? Is that this one? It is. This is parchment, so that's the next color we're going to be using. Yay. So ready to go on that one. And of course, we're going to be starting with a double crochet. So it's going to be, that's what it's going to look like on the next one. Again, I'm going to have down below in the description, I will always include her video of this week's set, and I will, that will also include the instructions, although you should have had that from last week as well. I'm so happy that we figured out the free pattern for each week. It'll be each week's free pattern. If you want to look ahead to get next week's free pattern, all you have to do is go to her site, go to her YouTube channel, which, you know, the link is right there. And so each week of the pattern that she's got, just go into her description box, and that's where the pattern is. You can just print it off right from there. I'm just only going to post that week's pattern as we get to that section. That's what I'm doing for this. I hope you're enjoying the crochet along. I'm having a wonderful, wonderful time presenting it. I hope you're enjoying the chapters of the book. And as you've probably noticed, at first I was reading a big long chunk of it, and that got to be a little overwhelming, probably for you as well. So now I'm reading one chapter at a time. It's much easier to read, it's much easier to post, and it's probably much easier to listen to. So I hope you're enjoying that. Let me know. Let me know if you're listening to the book. Just let me know in the comments if you're listening to the book and if you're enjoying it. Let me know if you're not listening to the book, if you think it's ridiculous that I'm reading that whole thing. I'm just looking for feedback to this, because you know my little brain is always spinning and I'm thinking about the next project. Let me know if you have no interest in this whatsoever and you think this is a complete waste of my time. Yeah, I hope you are doing it. I hope you're enjoying this, and we will see you next week. So at this point, if you're following along, you should be done with the 3rd week of the project and halfway through the first 15 rows of Elizabeth. We'll see you next time.